Welcome back to another video from Freedom & Company. Today is just going to be a quick little video. I wanted to show you guys how we're going to be making a little engine stand for our FZ07 engine. So far, since we got it out of the bike, we've just been sitting it on the ground, and that ain't going to work for us. So today we're going to build a little engine stand. We're going to mock it up. We're going to put it pretty much at the angle that the engine needs to be sitting at. And then I just have some flat bar laid out that we're going to be using for the base and some legs that go up to the engine mounting holes. So we're going to use this hole, that one there, and then this is a through bolt that goes all the way through here. So I'm going to use some flat bar, come up here, and that should hold our engine pretty well. So nothing to it but to do it. Alright, just a quick little update. We are ready to weld now. As you guys saw, I took all that flat bar, measured it out. I made a couple bends, that way the mounting surfaces sit flush and parallel with the engine mounts. I drilled the holes, radiused all the corners. I cut these reliefs at 45 degrees on all of them. That way we don't have too much excess poking out, nothing sharp, no sharp corners for when we're working on this engine. I cut a mid support, that way the feet don't spread apart on the base, and everything is centered up and looking pretty good. So we're going to break out the welder and weld this thing up real quick, and we will see how she sits. And just like that, we are all welded up. This thing is super solid. I was actually a little concerned that because we're only using flat bar, that this thing might wiggle back and forth just a little bit, but this thing is solid. It's shaking the whole table. So I'm not even gonna worry about adding any cross supports between the legs here. So this is what it's like, all welded up. Not too bad, just for a quick job. Just super rough. That way it just holds the engine. It's not sitting on the floor, and it has it at the right angle and the right height that we're trying to achieve within the bike. So while this thing is still hot, or warm at least, I'm gonna pull this engine back off of it. Just give it a quick wipe down with some acetone and give it a quick paint job. That way it doesn't rust any more than it already has from just this material sitting around in the trailer. So here we go. All right, guys, our paint has finally dried. It doesn't take long in this Arizona heat, but this is our end result of our fancy little engine stand. So it turned out great, nice and solid. It ain't going anywhere. So super happy with how it turned out, just for a quick little project. So one thing that I did do is that I went over and I measured how the FZ07 engine sits in an FZ07. I wanted to try to keep the angle of the motor as close as possible to how Yamaha designed it. So I went over here and I made sure that this motor was sitting at the right angle. And one thing I did do is that on the FZ07, that this sight glass, these lines are designed to check your oil level, and the bike has to be level to do that. So I leveled up these lines and I'm within 1/10 of a degree, so pretty darn close there. And as you can see, the oil pan is pretty much parallel with the ground. And then the height of this engine stand is what we're going to be shooting for as far as our ground clearance on the Grom. So this means that we can have the 2 Grom wheels sitting on the ground, and we can sit this frame or this engine underneath it, and that's going to be our target ground clearance. So if you guys like what you're watching, if you like seeing these FZ07 videos, if you like seeing some welding, some fabrication, keep watching. In the next couple days, we're going to be getting our tubing bender in, the last thing that we needed, and then we're going to start tearing this thing apart, cutting the neck off. We're going to start building our frame for this. All that is going to be custom TIG welded using this stuff over here. So if that's something that you guys like watching, take a second, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share wherever you can. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.